Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night. Get him in your lineups. Get him in there. And let's go get this money. Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. What up? What's up? What's happening? This is the big homie, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Let me pull that up for you so you have a look, man. We've got some very special guests in the house tonight. Very special guests in the house tonight. We are live on YouTube right now, and we are also live in the DFS Sweatshop VIP. Everybody get the homies in the VIP a round of applause as we are up in here to talk a little bit of MLB today. There is no NBA today, so we can focus our sights completely on what's going on in the world of MLB. Had a really solid slate jump off yesterday. We saw Ohtani do his thing, and we know that those pitchers, man, they're like a flash. You gotta jump on them while they're good. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. So we'll be working here, of course, from RotoQL, man. It's a 4-game slate because, of course, you know that the postponed games, the Yankees, that they're not going to be playing. That game is postponed. So all we're working with, Ohtani was good, man. Ohtani was good. Ohtani was really good. All we're working with now, we're working with Minnesota and Pittsburgh. At 1 o'clock, we got Kansas City, Detroit. We've got St. Louis and the Milwaukee Brewers. And then we got Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. So a little bit of chop up here. Then we've got a late, well, the main slate is at 7 o'clock tonight. And meet me back here in the VIP, that is at 5:30, if you're going to be a part of that chop up. So what we do here in this show, man, what I really want to do first things first is I kind of want to hammer down our pitching, because if you get your pitching pool right, pitchers that you are okay with having, like if you have that right, and then you get the bats that you want, you have, like, okay, I'm gonna break it down. Let's say I've got a pool of pitchers, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitchers that I really like. Some are high price, some are low price. These are pitchers that I'm okay with playing. I may like some more than others, but I'm okay with playing these guys. So now we're building our lineup. I'm building my stacks and my lines, and what I'm seeing is, I really love these batters, but I can't afford the high dollar pitcher. Well, I've already got aces in the hole, for lack of a better term, in some of the cheaper guys that I can use. I don't ever want you to settle for batters. I don't ever want you to be like, oh man, I've got 3.2K left. This guy fits the bill. I don't want you to do that. I want you to really, really be in love with your batting situation. Really be focused and really be like set on who you have swinging the bat and figure out the pitching. You know what I mean? Because there's way more variance involved in, and I'm telling you, if you watch enough baseball, bro, the gut feelings are so real, and they make so much sense when you have a gut feeling about a particular batter. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So let's go ahead, chop this up, man. First game we got is going to be the Minnesota Twins going to Pittsburgh, take on the Pirates. You got Lance Lynn at 8.6, James Taillon at 8.8. Now, this game, PNC Park, really, really tough place to hit jacks out of. This is way more of a pitcher's park. You've got Taillon at 8.8 against a Minnesota Twins team that is just starting to wake up first couple of games throughout the season. They had a really nice one yesterday, swung a lot of tough bats. We saw Brian go yard yesterday, Mr. Doja. So hopefully you all had some of that Doja exposure that we talk about. And this is a different team though. This Pirates team is pretty different. I mean, they're pretty stacked up at the top of the order in terms of having people like Corey Dickerson, Sterling Marte, Polanco is now hitting well. You got Josh Harrison leading off. So if I had to pick a particular stack today that I kind of like that was not horribly expensive, it would definitely be the Pittsburgh Pirates against Lance Lynn. I don't like Lance Lynn. I really don't. I really don't. I am not a fan of Lance Lynn, especially on this slate against the Pirates. A team that we know can play small ball. They can hit big. I'm not a big fan of Lance Lynn here. I'm really not. So the guys that I'm liking are Josh Harrison. I like Polanco. I like them as a front order stack. Marte, Josh Bell, Corey Dickerson at 3.7 really stands out to me. Shout out to the homie Q Dub, man. Shout out to the homie Q Dub. Yeah, Corey Dickerson really stands out to me at 3.7. I like him. Talion at 8.8. I wouldn't have an issue with him. I don't think he's going to be very highly owned because I know a lot of folks are going to want to play some of those Minnesota bats. If you wanted to attack James Talion, you could with Dozier is a pretty solid righty hitter. Joe Meyer, I don't really love him. Miguel Sano, I don't really love him righty. Eddie Rosario at 3.6 could be in play. Eduardo Escobar, maybe some Kepler if you're playing deeper down the order, and Byron Buxton at 3.9 could be usable. But for me, bro, I really like the Pittsburgh stack. I even like Talion some. I'm gonna have some Talion. It's an 8-point total with a 7% chance of very light rain. Jonathan Adams, what's up, big homie? Yo, shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat, man. Much love to y'all. DFS Boat Pack and them homies. Pirates have seen a lot of him too. That's right. The Pirates have seen a lot of him. So that's gonna be where I'm going. I'm stacking some Pirates in this game. Next game we got is gonna be the Kansas City Royals going to Detroit, taking on the Tigers. We got Jason Hamill at 7.8, Francisco Liriano at 7.3, and Liriano is tricky, bro. Is he finally done? Is his old Liriano just finally done? We saw him last season give us a couple of really solid games, especially going down the stretch. 25-point game against Tampa Bay, who struck out a lot. 18 against the Oakland A's. 11.9 his last game against the Angels. We see him have some pretty decent starts. The problem for me is, you look at Kansas City and the new look, but you got John Jay leading off. You got Whit Merrifield at 3.9. Mustafa. See, this is a lot of lefty stuff. That's crazy. It's snowing in New York in April. Yeah, it's snowing in April, bro. That's crazy. Maurer. It's Talion. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. James Talion. I'm sorry. I don't know if I want to all-out attack Liriano. Let's take a look and see what he's done against the Royals, man. That one game last year, 13.3 fantasy points against them. If I'm playing anybody, I'm playing some of the righties. I'm gonna play some of the righties, like Whit Merrifield. Maybe Moustakas at 11K. I mean, 4K could be playable. The Yankees game is canceled. Are we gonna play Liriano here? I want to look at on the road against lefties. I want to take a look at this, okay, and see where Kansas City did last year. See, last year on the road versus lefties, they 171 ISO with a 329 WOBA. And this is last year, but only a 19% K rate. So, and this team hasn't changed like a ton. I mean, Hosmer is gone. John Jay is there. Samuel Jones says, I'm not doing it. Kansas City has been tough on left-handed pitchers on the road. Thinking of just playing pick'em, so I don't gotta deal with these gas cans. Yo, there's a lot of shitty pitchers. You taking a shot? Okay. I may have some Liriano exposure. Jason Hamill at 7.8. I want to have a look at Detroit at the crib versus righties and see how they've fared from the data that we do have. Let's look at this. One of the worst. Oh man. One of the lower K rates, man. 20% K rate. That's pretty nice. We're gonna highlight the ISO because this is like one of the most important statistics. And yo, I'm gonna say right now, the most important statistic in DFS baseball, daily fantasy baseball, is the ISO. Team ISO. Team ISO is the most important stat. All right. Do not let anybody fool you. Team ISO is the most important. Let's check out Detroit. 175 ISO. That's higher than 160, so it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's have a look. Leonis Martin, Candelaro. I think Miggy can hit one. Yeah, I like Miggy today at 4.3. I think he's decent. Castellanos at 4.2. Victor Martinez, I don't love that. Oh man, they suck. Leonis Martin batting leadoff is 3.3. That's pretty nice. I watched St. Louis new start a lot in spring. Great stuff. Okay, good. Tyon is the play. I can play Tyon. Right now, he looks like the best pitcher to play. Just skimming over the first 2 games. But I don't love a lot of the bats from this one. I really don't. But you got Merrifield, Moustakas, Duda at 4K. If you want to get stupid cheap with it, you got a guy at 2.5 batting in the non-DFS related. Mom's having surgery for the 4th time on her wrist. Needs shop's prayers. Most definitely, man. Hey, everybody pray for Sean Malloy, man. His mom for a speedy recovery, man. Much love to you, bro. Paul Orlando at 2.5, batting in that 5-hole, bro. Righty lefty against Liriano. That's one of those plays you just play. Y'all are gonna notice this. Y'all are gonna notice this as we go through the season. Sometimes when a guy is that cheap in a key spot, like a leadoff guy or a 4-5 guy, you just play him when he's that cheap. At 2.5, I mean, if a dude gets a hit, you're good. You know what I mean? He drives one in, you're golden. He hits a jack, you're above, you're way up, all the way up. And that's the guy that's hitting in the top 5. Okay. So Paul Orlando is going to be in play for us as well. So I mean, you could stack Kansas City against Liriano, or you know, it's hit or miss. In my opinion, if you're not going to play Liriano, that means that's telling me that you're going to stack Kansas City against him. Why not? Don't just not play a guy, stack against him. Okay. Next game we got is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals going to Milwaukee, take on the Brewers. One of the best places in the game to hit jacks out of. This is Coarse Light. This is probably the 3rd ranked park in the league in terms of hitting home runs. You've got Miles Mikolas at 6.8, which I do want to get some. Let's get some information on this dude, man. Let's check FanGraphs and see what we can. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, Miles Mikolas. Let's have a look at his splits. What he's done. 31 innings pitched. 322 WOBA against lefties. 358 WOBA against righties. On the road, 262. Home, okay. Away versus lefties, 268. Mikolas coming back from 3 years in Japan. Roto has him high 3 points, but I'm attacking him. Okay. I like him. He's pretty good. Oh, so we got mixed reviews. We got mixed reviews on on the homie. All right. Miles been in Japan the last few years, fam. Those stats are from 4 years ago. Okay, yeah. So let's get some Japanese stats on Mikolas. He's got a filthy breaking ball. Now the homie Andrew Vitale says he watched him some and likes the breaking ball. Okay. Pitching so bad. Yeah, pitching is horrible, bro. This is horrible pitching. A lot of people are going to be on him, man. At 6.8, man. I definitely think that he deserves a look. I mean, you look at with the pitching that we have on the slate. So I think him being in Japan and coming back, he's going to be fairly popular. and a person to attack if you'd like to. You look at Miller Park, a place that's really good for hitting. So, and you got Low Kane 4-1, Yelich at 4.6, Ryan Braun 4.4, Travis Shaw, Eric Thames at 4.1. That's pretty good for him. So VR is now at 3.6, batting closer to the back of the order. I wouldn't mind playing him. Against Zach Davies. Zach Davies probably the best pitching prospect on today's slate, though. Against the Cardinals, what's he done? And look, the Cardinals hit him, bro. The Cardinals hit him. Now this team is a little bit different. It's a little bit different Cardinals order, but they hit him though. So Davies is not hasn't had a great way to go against him. You look at Fowler leading off at 3.5, Tommy Pham 3.6, Carpenter 3.0. They're cheap as hell, bro. The Brewers bats are on fire. Yes, they have been. They have been. I think stacking the Cardinals would be pretty much a contrarian thing to do, though. I definitely like Pham at 3.6. Definitely like Pham. Let's see what he's done against Davies. Hadn't seen him. Fowler, Pham, Carpenter at 3.5. Anytime you got Carpenter under 4K, I mean, you gotta play him. Like, anytime you get Carpenter under 4K, he looks like a guy you gotta play. Martinez, possibly. Ozuna, 3.9. Look at Ozuna against. Ozuna against righties. Like, he hits him, bro. He hits righties. He's a really good righty hitter. Marcell Ozuna, so I kind of like him. Jed Jorko at 3.1. Back in the order if you wanted to wrap that around on the stack. I wouldn't really care about that one. Andrew Vitale says Dexter Fowler has got to break out sometime. Yeah, Ozuna's a righty guy. Coming from, Brandon Flood, seconds that emotion. All right. So then we have the Chicago Cubs going to Cincinnati on the Reds. You got Tyler Chatwood, bro. Oh, my God. Tyler Chatwood is 10.1. Tyler Chatwood is 10.1. What has he done for me lately? Okay, this is the Tyler Chatwood Tyler Chatwood ceilings. 35.5, 45, excuse me, against San Francisco, 33 against San Diego, 32 against Philadelphia, 24 against Arizona. That is the Chatwood ceiling. And you got Tyler Mahle. Great American Small Park, which is probably like the 4th or 5th ranked park in the league in terms of hitting jacks out of there. Tyler Chatwood, I like some of the Cincinnati guys. I like Votto definitely. I like Billy Hamilton leading off at 3.3. Scooter Gennett at 3.5. Shebs at 3.1. Looks to be usable to me. Even Suarez, bro, at 3.6. This team really struggles without Zach Kozar. How the fuck did they let Zach Kozar get away? How did they let Zach Kozar get away? So we do have a 6 mile per hour win in this game. Dew point at 37 is a 2% chance of very light rain, so this should not affect anything. On the other side, against Tyler Mahle, pretty much you can stack Chicago any way you like, man. You got from Rizzo to Chris Bryant to Addison Russell at 4.3, Schwarber at 4.3. The cheapest catcher in the game is going to be Victor Caratini if you want to use him at 2.2. Javier Baez, not a bad play in my opinion at 4K toward the back of the order. Somebody want to tell me why is Tyler Chatwood 10.1? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how they let go of Cozy, bro. I don't know how they let go of Cozy. Yo, shout out to Gundecker, man. Yo, Gun's in the spot, man. Shout out to the big homie Gundecker, man. Much love to you, bro. All right, so in terms of pitching, the guys that we're liking, I'm gonna have some exposure to Miles Mikolas. I'm gonna have some. I might have some Liriano here and there, and of course, Taillon, which I think is going to be probably well, not probably. Probably he's going to be the most owned pitcher on the slate. I think a lot of people are going to be on Tyon. On a 4-game slate, I would venture to say Tyon would be, close to 40% owned. All right. The Cubs pitchers have been traps all weekend. Yes. And the homie just asked, said, what do we think about Hamill? And man, ah, Hamill versus the Tigers, 18, 14, 13, 11. Oh, see, I hadn't had a bad matchup against the Tigers. You highlight Hamill as well. Yeah, because we don't like a lot of Detroit, bro. So Hamill definitely steps in there, man. Bagley 232. What's up, big homie? Okay, so we like in Hamill more so than Liriano actually. Liriano's just so inconsistent, bro. He's just so inconsistent. Because Chatwood was better away from Coarse, but now he's in Chicago. They're looking at the upside being in another park. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, yeah, it's hard to be like not give it up a lot in Coarse. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at well, before we go and start actually building our lineups, because we're gonna do that too. Gunn says I'm probably leaning Tyon Chatwood and going to sleep, flirting with Hamill and Liriano, just trying to get 15 to 18 from pitching. I can dig that, definitely. All right, so what we're gonna do, man, we're gonna take a look at the main slate, at the 9-game joint tonight. Kind of roll through, hammer some pitching down, and then we're gonna actually build some early lineups. Like we're gonna make some early lineups, okay? For the 1 o'clock joint. So let's go ahead, man. Let's jump right into it, man. First game we got is going to be Detroit game still a play today? Yes, that game is still gonna be. I think right now it says it's gonna be playing right now as of right now. But you can always check with the homie with Kevin Roth and check out the report that he does throughout the day and just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to pay money for that. Just pay fucking attention. All right? All right, here we go. First game we got is going to be Chicago White Sox going to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. We're in the Rogers Center. Really solid place to hit. We've got Jaime Garcia at 8.5. We've got Ronaldo Lopez at 6.2. You know how I feel about the Chicago White Sox. They are the team that I love to stack. Everybody always says how much they like to play or how much they want to play the White Sox, and nobody ever does. They never do. Like opening day when they went off, and everybody was like, "Yeah, man, the White Sox," and nobody played them. They were like 3% owned or less, all of them, from Tim Anderson to Moncada to Abreu to Matt Davidson. Like all of them were cheap. Nobody ever likes to play them. They talk a big game, but nobody likes to play the White Sox. And against Jaime Garcia, who I don't feel is very good anyway, and I love the fact he's a lefty. If you look at what the Chicago White Sox do on the road or have done on the road against left-handed pitching, killing it. 517 ISO right now. It's 32 plate appearances, but still, I mean, they've been crushing. So that's kind of where I'm gonna grab a little bit of my exposure. Yeah, I love them, bro. And everybody always says, "Oh yeah, I'm stacking the White Sox." And then you do it in a tournament, and you see that they're cheap as shit. They're unowned. They're virtually unowned, right? So Yohan Moncada, 4.4K, one of my favorite young players. Avisel Garcia, like him. Abreu, Matt Davidson, even Nicky Delmonico at 3.4. I think it'd be in play against the left-handed Jaime Garcia. You've got Tim Anderson batting toward the end of the order at 3.9. Even Yomer Sanchez at 3.1 is guys that I really think I can use. I think Garcia is more of a ground ball pitcher. I remember when that really made a couple of years back, when we talked about ground ball style pitchers and guys. I remember that really made sense until launch angles. Once this whole phenomenon of launch angles started to happen, then for me, if it's not like this ground ball pitchers, so to speak, like they used to be a few years back. Now, if them motherfuckers put their bat on the ball, that shit is getting up out of there. I think that's what launch angles. I think that's what that attacked. That attacked those ground ball style pitchers, guys that could always get you to ground out. And so with home runs, a lot of those pitches that we saw, in years past were just hard hit ground balls have now turned into home runs. they've now turned into home runs, and it's all about that launch angle shit, man. Like they changed the game, bro. The guys are swinging like they're swinging a golf club right now. I mean, that's what they're doing. I mean, they're digging them out. They're digging out home runs. So, good point for the homie Lorenzo Robinson. But for me, I'm not in fear of a ground ball pitcher like I used to be in seasons past. Like I'm not in fear of that. I'm really not, because they're hitting them. They're hitting them. So, Ronaldo Lopez at 6.2. He is on the mound for the White Sox. Yo, and we saw some really, he showed some really good flashes last year, right? We saw him pitch well in a couple of games against Tampa Bay, Kansas City last year, and he was like the chalk a couple of times last year. Now against this team in the Rogers Center, where you've got Josh Donaldson at 4.1. That's a guy I think you can use. Solid righty guy. You got Justin Smoke at 3.4. Looks to be a usable play. Grandy at 3K looks to be usable. So me with this game, I'm not gonna focus too much on the pitching, more so the hitting. It is a 9.5 total. So that's definitely right up there, enough to get me to stay away from the pitching and look and concentrate more on the bats. The next game we got is gonna be the Baltimore Orioles going to Houston to take on. Woo, they go to Houston to take on the Astros here. You got Charlie Morton at 11.1, a guy that we've seen some really solid starts from. You got the Baltimore Orioles, who, they're ogres, bro. Either they're striking out or they're hitting jacks. And we look at Minute Maid Park, man, a pretty solid place to hit. Morton at 11.1. I think he's a usable guy. The price is up on him, so you're gonna be paying a premium for Charlie Morton. But on a set like this where there's not much top flight pitching, and you gotta just do what you can in terms of getting guys that are going to stay above above water. Morton, definitely a guy that I think you can use. I wouldn't have an issue playing Charlie Morton. Now, Chris Taylor at 6.5, no way I'm running him out there against Houston Astros. That's just crazy. I am not playing him at all. Next game we got is going to be the Boston Red Sox going to Miami to take on the Marlins. Brian Johnson, 6.9. Yes, play him. Check, please. Yo, the Marlins are so bad. The Marlins are so bad. You play that cat, and if you play that cat, I think he should be pretty chalky. A lot of people should be on him. He's had some really good starts last year. I think this is his second year, I believe. I believe this is his second year in the league. I mean, he had some really good starts last year, where he had 42 against Seattle, 13 against Toronto. He's a guy I definitely think he can play. Are we going to do any NBA today, Mo, or not? No NBA. There's no NBA today, I don't think. Do we even have NBA today? I don't believe that there's an NBA game today. Let's look. Let's make sure. Nah, there's no games today on NBA. Marlins wrecked Lester, Darvish, and Quintana already. Scary. Brian Johnson. I'm playing Brian Johnson. I like him. Do not attack the Marlins. You've been warned. Lewis Brinson at 3.2, leading off. Starting Castro 4.2. Is a guy you can play. Brian Anderson at 2.8. That's cheap, bro. You got a cheap guy. If they're hitting four holes, you can play him. Maybe at 3K could be usable. I like Brian Johnson though. You got Trevor Richards on the other side. Stacking Boston really has not been a good idea. They're just a team. They're just a team that just does not hit the ball hard. They don't hit the ball hard. They hit the ball far. So stacking Boston not a great look in my opinion. Stacking Boston is not a great look. Some one-off guys you might look at is Benintendi. You might want to look at maybe Mookie at 4.4, but it's not a great spot in terms of stacking. Then we got Philadelphia going to the Mets. We're at Citi Field. 3-mile-per-hour wind, a 0% chance of rain, 46 degrees here. The dew point at 33. This is a really solid spot for stack Marlins, low ownership, get to the money. I love that. I think people are going to stack the Marlins. All right, we got Citi Field, man. Big park. Hard to hit jacks out of there, but you got Matt Harvey and Ben Lively. Two guys that can easily get touched up. I definitely think the Phillies as a stack is pretty solid. With Hernandez and Reese Hoskins, Herrera if you need to. I like Philadelphia as a stack. Then I'm just gonna keep playing Cespedes, bro. Cespedes, he's been tearing the cover off of the ball, hitting very well. I'm just gonna keep playing Cespedes. I like this Mets order too. The top of the order with Cabrera, Cespedes, Jay Bruce, Todd Frazier. I can definitely see continue to play these guys. Definitely. No rain for the Mets, but snow postponed for the Yankees. How big is that city? That's funny. That's funny. Next game we got is gonna be the Washington Nationals and the Atlanta Braves. We got Sean Newcomb at 7.6, who had some really solid starts last year. Wasn't bad at all. Tanner Roark at 9.9. We look at the Braves at the crib versus right-handed pitching, and let me have a look at this because I don't think that they've done well in the one of the worst ISOs in the league. That's gonna put Roark in play for me. At 9.9, it's going to put Tanner Roark in play for me. I know the one guy that I'm very afraid of in this is because you're going to see so many lefties up here. A couple of guys that I am going to be afraid of. I'm looking at like Freddie Freeman at 4.7. Albies could get lit at 3.6. Markakis at 3.5. So that's kind of a hit or miss thing for me as well. Looking at Tanner Roark against that left-handed order. The Marlins have set an outfield death trap between Maben and Brinson. It's comedy. Sean Newcomb at 7.6. We talked about that. Bryce Harper, Bryce Harper doesn't hit lefties well. Bryce Harper does not hit lefties well. So I'm not afraid to play Sean Newcomb here. He's a part of my pool, bro. I'm not afraid to play Sean Newcomb. This is a 9 point over under. I'm not afraid to play Sean Newcomb. Now the one dude you love to play against left-handers is Anthony Rendon. You love to play him. Rendon, Turner, and Ryan Zimmerman. You love to play those guys against lefties. Next game we got is going to be the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now we are in we're in Chase Field for this one, man. This is pretty much like Coarse, right? Where home runs can just get up out of there. You got Tyrone Walker at 9.4, who I do not love against the Dodgers. You've got Hyun-Jin Ryu at 8.9. It's tough for me to play pitching in this situation. So I'm not a big fan of the pitchers here. I think we can go ahead and just grab the bats that we like. Tyrone Walker, lefties against him is a thing, and righties against Hyun-Jin Ryu is where I would look. You look at some of the household names like Paul Goldschmidt, and you look at Corey Seager and those cats. Definitely solid. The one thing that I do want to highlight is Jake Lamb. I don't like to play him against left-handed pitchers. I would much rather play Jake Lamb against righties. Next game we got is going to be the Texas Rangers going to Oakland to take on the Athletics. Bartolo Colon still trying to do it. Andrew Triggs at 8K. Colon, man, this dude is old as fuck. This dude is still pitching. Bartolo's like 90 years old, and he's still pitching, and not bad. I mean, not good, not great, but I mean, he's not horrible. He's not horrible, and he's still getting starts. Now, the one problem here is he's a right-handed pitcher going to Oakland. And we look at the Oakland A's and what they do at the crib versus righties. They're one of the best hitting teams in the league in terms of ISO. 224 ISO at the crib versus right-handed pitching. So I'm definitely going to be looking to a lot of those cats. You look at Simeon, Jed Lowry, Matt Olson, Chris Davis, Matt Joyce, even Chapman, and Piscotty at 3.1. I'm looking to a lot of them. Okay? Andrew Triggs. Andrew Triggs is a very solid pitcher. Now, he's another one of those like ground ball guys, I believe. But he's a very solid pitcher. The one guy that I would be afraid of, or a couple of guys I would be afraid of here is Masara and Joey Gallo. But I'm telling you, though, Andrew Triggs is going to be in play for me at 8K on the main slate. He's going to be in play for me on the main slate. Next game we got is going to be the Cleveland Indians. Triggs look good. Yeah, he's going to be in play for me. There's going to be Mike Clevenger. That's my man. How much did we love Mike Clevenger last year? Mike Clevenger was our guy, and this dude stayed cheap. Like, he was like 6K, scoring like 30 points. He was cheap as fuck. Yeah, 6.7 is 31, 6.9, 34. Clevenger was that dude. 5.6 get us 33. We liked Clevenger last year. For another year of experience, man, Last year, 24.5 against the Angels. And Mike Trout has been stupid hot over the last couple of games. He started off kind of slow. Bartolo built like a big potato. I can't believe he's still playing. Yes. Um, I kind of like. I'm rolling Clevenger, bro. Yeah, I like Clevenger. I'm rolling Clevenger. Big park, big park, Angels Park. It's huge. One of the hardest places to hit jacks out of. Yeah, Clevenger was my guy. JC Ramirez is going to get hit up, in my opinion. So the usual suspects, you got your Lindor, your Kipnis, your Ramirez, Yandere here. This is going to be a gang. They're definitely a gang. Uh, 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 Capable tonight. On the other side, I gotta go get my guy Cozy, Trout, Upton. That's a tough lineup though. But I still think you can play Clevenger though. If you wanted to attack Clevenger, which I probably would not, it would be with Cozart or Trout. Cozart and Trout. It's gonna be cold in Anaheim. Okay. Cole Calhoun is 4K now. I love that one. The last game we got is gonna be the Colorado Rockies going to San Diego to take on the Padres here. And the Padres have looked pretty good, man. Chad Bettis at 8.2. Um, y'all gonna have an issue playing this. Like, if I had to pick like a guy that I thought was really gonna rip one, it would be Hosmer, man. At 3.7, I got no issue playing Hosmer. Bettis, however, is gonna be in play. This is for sheer virtue of how bad the San Diego Padres have been over the last little while. Has Trout struck out yet? I saw he had all spring training. I don't think he has. I don't think he has. Hosmer is the only guy that I really love here. That's it. On the other side, you got the usual suspects: Blackman, Arenado, 4.5, Cargo at 3.7. I wouldn't have an issue there. Para at 3.5. I can get behind that one. So it's gonna be a pretty solid slate tonight, man. So we're gonna go in really quick, man, and just rock out a couple of stacks on the early, build a couple of lineups, and see what happens. So if you're part of the YouTube fam and you want to see how we do it, how we go in and actually build our lines, you're more than welcome to join us, man. You go to the website. It's www.dfssweatshop.com. Upon your paid subscription, I will welcome you to the very best group online where we chop it up. We chop it up and we get it all the way in. So big shout out to everybody that joined us inside of the YouTube live stream. Everybody in the Facebook VIP, y'all stay tuned, man. I'm going inside there. We're going to go ahead and build some lines. But, hey, y'all keep it real. Y'all keep it honest. And always keep it 300. Peace.